Give us a quick summary of the current situation in San Diego. Are you seeing any relief in terms of days on the market and low inventory?
Um, it's still a seller's market. Basically, the seller are getting what they wanted. In fact, for the single family detached home, so Kenny, if you could show
Of
the
course.
graph I sent you, the
Yes.
percentage of original listing price versus the
Yes.
sold price for single family detached home, you see
Yes.
actually it's more than 100%. So you're going to get what you wanted and more.
So basically, they're
That,
still overbid in San Diego.
yeah, definitely. So, for something about $500,000, you are going to overbid about 50,000. So you're overbidding about 10%.
Oh,
Anything
wow.
above a million, it's probably another 10%. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. No end in
and
sight.
not at this time. And then if you look at the next page, the
Of
days on
course.
market until it's
Yes.
sold.
Yes.
When you look at 2018, 2019, and 2020, it's a significant reductions. Right now, the days on market on average is 18 days for single family detached home. This is
Mm-hmm.
actually a decrease from a couple months ago. I think a couple months ago we discussed the days on market. I remember that was about 20 days.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is kind of what I heard. So the spring, we usually know the buying frenzy starting in spring, right? So
Yes.
there's a saying right now, spring 2021 started now. So we
Really?
actually start the spring buying frenzy much earlier. Yeah,
Much
it's
earlier.
crazy.
Okay,
Yeah,
why do you
yeah.
think that's the case?
Well, the inventory is still low. I have more of a relocation buyers. I have buyers. In fact, I have two buyers specifically from the Bay Area want to buy in San Diego. Actually, I have more than two, but two are very active looking right now.
Okay.
And they all, because in Bay Area, housing is more expensive, right? So in San
Yes.
Diego, even though it's still expensive, it's not as expensive as in San Francisco or San Jose area. So people are willing to go higher. And this type of buyer, they came in with a much higher pre-approval amount. I have one that was pre-approved up to $3.5 million. I have another one approved to a million something, almost two. And so it's crazy. And for them, they want to escape the populated area like the Bay Area and
Mm-hmm.
San Diego have a lot of job opportunity. Sorry, it's not as crowded as Los Angeles, but there's still very good life quality. Like you can go to the beach, the weather is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Air quality is great. So I think compared to the previous year, I do have more of the out of town buyers. I
Yeah,
closed one.
let's
Yeah,
talk a little bit about your out of town buyers. How many
yeah.
offers were you able to get accepted for some of these out of town buyers recently?
Well, for one, I closed was in the Del Sol area. That's 92127. That's a very good school district. I only wrote one offer for them, and I got it accepted. And they were only here
Wow.
for 3 days. So after
Well,
3 days, I got
which
them a
part of
home.
the country are they from?
Minnesota. So they are
Oh,
usually
yeah,
from
that's
the
right.
coal area. And
Yes.
then I am working with another buyer. They are originally from New England.
Oh,
So again, but they moved here for a couple years already. It's just they are actively looking right now, and that was
okay.
a referral. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
out of town buyers, are very motivated. Sometimes they already run the Airbnb, before they
Mm-hmm.
even buy a home.
Yes.
But for them, they typically look online, just like all the local buyers. They can do right now. I mean, it's pandemic. People, have all the time in the world, so they look things online, and then they might have looked at hundreds, home already, and then they will usually check in, and then. I only have one so far. I remember the out of town buyer didn't see the home. And they bought it because I went to see the home for them and I sent them video and they came for
Yes.
inspection. So
Oh,
that one
wow.
that I also wrote one offer for them. So my job for my buyer is to get what they wanted. If
All
they
right.
really want a house, I will do everything I can to
Of
get the
course.
home for
Let's
them.
look at the
Yeah.
next chart. That's month supply of inventory. Now let's go over. It looks like month supply inventory also went down.
For sure. The months of supply inventory right now for single family detached homes 1.1, for condominium townhouses attached homes 1.4. That's actually really, really low right now. So I'm going to talk about a few zip code I have recently closed. So one of them is Rancho Santa Fe. That one is 92067. The month supply in 2019 was 12.2 months. It's a very
Mm-hmm.
expensive area. The average price point is 2 million up. And so you're going to see a longer months supplies, right? But in this year, so last year was 12 months. This year, I just closed one. It's only 6 months. So there's a reduction of 50% on the month supply. That's
Oh,
crazy. And
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
another one I just closed, it was 92127 for my out-of-town buyer. The price point was, I think was a little over a million, was 1.15. So last year, the same time was 1.8 months. This year, there's only zero point 0.8 months. And that's why you see the price went up and you
Oh,
see the days
yes.
on market, supply goes down. And another
Yes.
one I have is 92129, that's where I live. The months of supply, this zip codes always have very low month supply. Last year
Mm-hmm.
was only zero point 0.5 months, 15 days.
Oh,
This year
wow.
is 0.4 months.
Oh,
So
wow.
zero
Went
point
down
0.4
even
months is
further.
crazy. It's not even half of the month. And the
Oh,
price went up
wow.
14% for this zip code. I also
Oh,
closed
wow.
another one in 92130. This is also a great zip code, a great school district in Carmel Valley. Last year was 1.7 months. This year
Yes.
it was 1.2. So it's still a
Okay.
reduction. And something to point out, this zip code is really unique because there are some expensive home got built by the new builder, like Toll
Mm-hmm.
Brother. Toll Brother is usually famous with the luxury, listing, right? Luxury
Yeah.
home.
Talk
So
about your
last
recent transaction for new homes. Where have you brought buyers to see new homes in San Diego?
So new homes are very scarce. They are very few in between. So I have closed one in 92129. That's in Rancho Penasquito. That was built by Lennar. They have three different communities, from single family detached home to attached townhouses. And it's very popular. In fact, Lennar is almost finished with their construction. So for the
Okay.
single family detached home, they are already selling the models. For the townhomes, they are getting close to wrap up. So I have two buyers there. We just closed one, and then we have another one's going to close right before the Chinese New Year. So my
Mm.
client's very, very happy. And the cool things about the townhouse, a lot of new home, the way they build it now is they have a one bedroom and a one full bath downstairs. So it's great if you have elderly parents, or you can use that as a study, or you can even rent it out. So my buyer, he's a single guy for next February. I'm already found him a tenant to live downstairs, and he's very,
Oh,
very
that's
happy.
great.
So
Now,
yeah, he's
recently
an
I heard
excellent.
you had a buyer from the Bay Area that saw one of your videos and decided to come to San Diego to buy a new home. Where
Yeah.
did they buy a new home in?
That one is in San Marcos. So we are already in contract, and that is also a townhome, two bedroom, two baths. If I remember, it's a three-storage townhouse. So that one will close next year, July-ish. Yeah. And so San Marcos is another area where you're going to see a lot of new homes. And this is also a cool area to invest, to invest, and also to live in as your primary resident.
I
The
see.
area my client bought is near Cal State San Marcos. As most of people knows, if you want to buy a property, if it's near university, it will be a great potential rentals down the road when you decide to
Yes.
upgrade to a bigger home. So since this is a brand new communities, it's it's going to be it's actually highly in demand. So there are two community right there. One of them is called Scar Hut, and then the other one I forget the name. I'm blanking on the name, but they are right next to each other. And then
Okay.
one of them is a two-story townhouse. So that one, my client's closing next year, February. And then the other one is a three-story townhome. That one's closing a little
All
later.
right.
But for that
Okay,
one,
Jean,
at the sales, yes.
why don't we do this? We are going to wrap this up here, and I would like a 2 minute your outlook for the housing market in San Diego area.
I say in the next few months, the inventory is still tight. Pretty much, a lot of buyers, even if they don't know, once I write offer for them once, they know how competitive they are. So you know in San Diego, what you need to do to get a home is, first of all, you need to come in with realistic expectations. Either you need to adjust your price point to go either higher or lower, or reduce your expectations. So basically, one of my clients trying to buy a set. So when they got introduced to me, 700,000, I showed them houses and they couldn't get what they wanted. So now their budget went up to 850. So they went up by $150,000.
See,
So yeah,
that kind of made me think about maybe perhaps taking your buyers to buy new homes, because new homes usually you don't have to negotiate the price. It's basically you see the home you like, you place the order, you
correct.
get the home built, right?
Correct. And that's actually a great point. That's why I have more new home buyer this year. I closed three or two already, and I have three more to go. So I do have more new home buyer this year. But the problem for new home is, Kenny, as you know, new home builders cannot build anywhere they want it. They need to acquire the land first. They need to do a lot of planning. And
Mm-hmm.
so for an older area, it's really hard to build new home. So yeah, you are limited by where you can buy the new home from.
Of
So,
course, of
but for
course.
sure, and also another things about new home is most of the newer home has a smaller lot. So you might not get the bigger backyard you are looking for. So yeah, there's always plus and minuses. Whichever clients want, I try to get them what they wanted. So
All
yeah.
right,
So
all
yeah,
right.
just be realistic about buying. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for your market update, Jean Riley. And as
Thank you.
usual, it's always my pleasure to discuss market conditions with you in the San Diego area. And I definitely look forward to our next market update in January of 2021. And then maybe at that time, we can conclude whether the spring frenzy has already started. Right now, you're
I think
suggesting it
it's
has already
crazy.
started, so maybe January will confirm it. Okay.